Hello everyone, this is Mr. Informal back with the latest and greatest Mr. Informal Podcast. We are on the podcast 176. Yes, 176. Could you believe that? I can. It's all about persistence. I hope you are doing well today. I hope you are having a scary Halloween. Ooh. Certainly, November's almost here. But I hope you are having a scary time for Halloween, trick or treat, for the candies, for the kids out there, for basically for everybody, just having a good festivity, just having fun for Halloween. Hopefully you got the right costume, and if you don't have a costume, well, you better have something to bring. And so I just want to let you know, do not forget to add me on Instagram, MisterInformal, and then check out my website, mrinformal.com, mrinformal.com. So these are the 4 topics for the podcast 176. Brands are now on Poshmark. Yes, brands are now on Poshmark. No more users. Well, users are still there. Number 2, more air cargo are being used, which I'm not surprised. Number 3, the social media known as Facebook has changed their name to Meta, Meta. And then last but not least is Christmas travels. Yes. What is going on with our Christmas travel this year? So those are the 4 topics for the Mr. Informal Podcast 176, and so let's go ahead and start the podcast. So the first topic is from retaildive.com. Poshmark lets big brands sell on its platform. I mean, Poshmark is a reseller or a used or vintage platform. And so on the article it says, secondhand marketplace Poshmark launched a new program, Brand Closet, that lets big brands select directly to Poshmark's 80 million users according to a company release. I can't believe they have 80 million users. That's surprising. Brands can share limited time products, create brand pages, conduct email campaigns, manage inventory and logistics, and do one-on-one clientele through Poshmark services. Poshmark began a pilot Brand Closet in 2020. Poshmark CEO Manish Chandra called Brand Closet a win for everyone. Brands get what Poshmark describes as a vast engaged audience of millennials and Gen Zers who often buy a brand for the first time on the company's platform. Poshmark gets more sellers engaged on its platform. The second-hand sector is getting too large for the brands and retailers to ignore. According to ThreadUp's latest survey, used apparel sales are projected to reach $77 billion in 5 years. So, not a problem with this. Great opportunity, great business opportunity for Poshmark to do. Not only that, this could take care of companies' inventory. I'm sure they're probably going to lower the price. The only part that I don't like about this is the potential of having independent users, or not brands, users themselves are not getting enough exposure of their items. Instead, these brands are probably paying Poshmark for the marketing, having front page brands and showcases, or basically a feature page. And that is my concern, is that Poshmark was a user generated platform. It thrived on user items. Certainly their used apparel, used accessories, whatever it may be. Just like what YouTube used to be, where it was mostly user generated. But now you got major corporation getting YouTube, getting basically being on the front page or the trending page, whatever it may be. And this could happen the same as Poshmark. Poshmark needs to be careful. If I was Poshmark, I would put the brands in just not even just in their own page, just not even having a feature page about them, not even trending. If people want to search for the brand, fine, go ahead. But all the front page, all the trending analytics needs to be all users, because Poshmark needs to realize that users were the one who made Poshmark popular. It wasn't just Poshmark, it was users themselves. So we'll see how Poshmark handles that, but I would be very concerned if I was a user or a reseller in here, or just a seller for Poshmark, because it can get a bit dangerous if Poshmark does this. Not only that, I mean, I'm gonna start to feel sorry for users if Poshmark suddenly puts these brands as a priority. On to the second topic. So, titled Air Cargo Capacity Set for Winter Boost as Airlines Add Transatlantic Flights. International air cargo capacity is set to inch closer to pre-China virus levels as U.S. passenger airlines deploy more flights to meet a jump in demand for transatlantic travel in the winter and summer months. Airline executive in recent earnings calls say they've been a jump in passenger demands after White House moved to allow fully vaccinated foreign visitors into the U.S. starting November 8. This is promising for air cargo. Any uptick in demand before various holidays that can be met with capacity. Flexport wrote in a market analysis according to this month, adding that Europe to North America air freight will see more stable peak season. So, air shipping rates have jumped in response. Delta cargo revenue was nearly 40% higher despite flying less than half of our wide-body international flights compared to the same period of 2019. Passengers travel still has a very long journey to recovery. Airlines scheduled U.S. to Europe capacity expected to reach 65% of 2019 levels in November and 75% in December following the White House announcement. Well, look, I'm not surprised. I've been saying this for a long time. As you know, the port is busy. Every port in the United States is busy. And so, what do they do? They fly by air. And I mean, Target's doing that already. Apple's doing that already. Google's already doing that already. All the big brands, all the corporations are already shipping their items via air cargo. Not only that, shipping by air has gotten more expensive. Everybody's competing. Everybody's basically competing with the consumer come Christmas season. And Amazon is the number one suspect. The usual suspect is Amazon. They're shipping a lot of air cargo. They don't care if they don't make money. They just want orders. They want more people going to their website. That's pretty obvious, whether it be selling data, whatever it may be. But they want people to spend in Amazon, which is great. That's a great business move for Amazon. I don't really blame them. But at the same time, there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of brands that cannot afford that, and so they are stuck with sea cargo, and so that's why the port is still busy right now. And I don't think the port is going to be relaxing until maybe mid 2022. That's what I'm guessing. That's my best guess. But for the most part, nobody really knows. It just really depends on the manpower, how fast these sea cargo can be emptied at the port. So the more the airline have items in there, the more efficient it becomes, because suddenly if they're packed, it doesn't become useless. The gas, time, and also space efficiency or ratio is going to be there. So if it's full, just like a full passenger airline is full, that's when airlines can make money. You know, the fuller the better. And same thing with air cargo. The fuller, the better. Now, since we're talking about mostly transatlantic here, again, it doesn't matter where it's coming from, whether it be Asia, whether it be Africa, Europe, it does not matter. And more and more companies will ship your item just to catch the Christmas season wherever in the world. It just so happens that the US is the number one customer in the world, and we are the ones that are always being talked about all over the news, worldwide news. Our Long Beach airport, our Miami airport, New Jersey, San Francisco, it does not matter. As you can tell, international flights, domestic flight, whatever it may be, if it can be shipped items in there, everyone is doing it. On to topic number 3. Meta, M-E-T-A. Social media, formerly known as Facebook, has changed their name to Meta as of this past week. Mark Zuckerberg has been talking about, basically, he does not want Facebook to be seen as just a social media, even though it is, but he wants it to be seen as a number one social media, e-commerce, sharing platform, video platform, content creation, contact, whatever it may be, crypto wallet, you can name it. They want to be more than that, and so he's thinking of the metaverse. The metaverse is just basically, hey, we can do a lot more things than just social media. Same thing with Google or Alphabet. Hey, we can do more than just one thing. He predicts that this whole internet thing, or every Silicon Valley brands, is going to be a metaverse. And so he decided to change the Facebook to Meta, which, whatever, I don't get it. Nobody gets it. It's just somehow he just named it that way. It's his company. And so what does this really do? Well, look, you already know that no one trusts Facebook. More and recent surveys based on CNBC and Bloomberg, more than 60% of Facebook users don't trust Facebook. Either that or they don't even use Facebook anymore. And not only that, the younger generation don't even use Facebook. Instead, they use TikTok. They use Instagram, Snapchat, other social media out there. And so Mark Zuckerberg sees that, and so that's why he's like, hey, I don't want Facebook to be just seen as this social media profile. Let's just be more than that. So honestly, I don't really care. Certainly Facebook has every profile for me. I just use it because I want to connect with my family, friends, and relatives, or whoever it may be. And for him to change Meta, I mean, I don't really care. I'm not sure if you remember, but Facebook's logo used to be Mark Zuckerberg, his silhouette, and it was only for college students, and then he opened it up for everybody. Suddenly now it becomes a political media now. It's not even social media, it's all political media now. And so honestly, I don't really care. Do you care? Do you really care if he changes it from Facebook to Metaverse? Honestly, I don't really care. Nothing's changed. As long as Mark Zuckerberg is thinking as an elite person in the world, I'm still not caring about his ideas, because I find his ideas not very relatable. I mean, it may be the future, but it's not something that I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. But hey, it's his company. And, I'm sure it will take some time for the general population, to finally learn that Facebook has changed their name to Metaverse or to Meta. Because that's how it usually is. It takes a while. So on to topic number 4, and this topic is dear to my heart. Christmas travels. So as you know that there are vaccine mandates, there's still restrictions, there's still limitations, everything's not even 100% open, everything's not even 100% the way it used to be. Everything's changed now, and so here we are in the second dilemma, Christmas travels. I mean, based on the topic that I just did on the second topic about air cargo, all the passenger flights are still not 100%. They're only at 60% the most for Christmas or December travels, you can even say. And this one's going to be hard because think about it. If you haven't visited your family, you've been talking to them in Zoom, FaceTime, Duo, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever social media you are using to reach out to them. I mean, if you haven't seen them in 2 years or even 3 years, it's tough. And people don't understand that when you see your family in 1 year, it's still tough because, especially at Christmas time, where we usually get to spend with our family Christmas or even Thanksgiving, we should be all thankful that we are alive. We still have the family that we have. It's really tough not seeing them in person, and people say that, oh, I like seeing them in the Zoom, in the webcams, cameras, whatever. It's just not the same. I keep telling companies who I've talked to, even people, even friends, it's just not the same. I mean, I'm not gonna travel for Christmas anywhere for Christmas this year because, again, everything's not open yet. If everything was open, certainly I would. I don't know where I would go, but maybe somewhere warm. But Christmas is special. I know all about the gifts, sometimes stressful, but especially at these times when you suddenly realize that you still have family or you lost your loved ones from past year or even this year, it's hard. Especially not being there to talk about it. Not to share your emotions and not have the bond that we are all missing. And when you go traveling for Christmas, especially when you arrive for Christmas Eve, it's very special, and people don't realize that, how much you miss them, how much time it takes to get wherever they are, or even when they come to you. And so I really don't know what Christmas travel is going to look like. All I know is that we still have the limitation. It's still missing the airport. Well, there's basically no more social distancing in the airport. No matter what they say about any guidelines or whatever, people still wear masks. I mean, I don't get it. Even before this China virus, people should have worn masks when they were sick. They have the flu, they have the cold, whatever it may be. But Christmas travels, I'm telling you, it's for those people who haven't visited their family for a couple of years, it's gonna hit hard when they finally visit them, or when they finally see their family. And so that basically concludes this podcast 176. Again, I go by the name of Mr. Informal. Hopefully you listened to me from beginning to end, gave you some insights. Hopefully you learned from me or you learned something new. That would be great. And so please be healthy, stay healthy, certainly have fun, enjoy life, and hopefully you get to listen to me in the next podcast. And so please do not forget to add me on Instagram, MISTERINFORMAL, and check out my website, mrinformal.com, MRINFORMAL.com. And so I will see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.